Yeah.
You got the fast action bonuses. And
Yeah.
I understand that your commitments to pay in full within the 30 days. You do
Yeah.
that. I want to give you a challenge to make the commitment to do that by the end of the bonuses. So the 30 days, yeah, you're going to save the 20%, but let's put you on a fast track and on our call, I'll tell you exactly what to do
Yeah.
that. That you can get 48-hour bonuses and the pay in full bonuses. How does that sound?
Yeah, that's great. I like that commitment. Yeah.
I love it. It's just energy.
Yeah, yeah, I'm learning that. I'm this whole 3 days together, I'm recognizing how I'm already repatterning that pathway and understanding the old way, the paradigm, and now this new way. And it's new. I mean, that's why I need the accountability because I know, I will trip and stumble, but I'm committed. So yeah, it feels good.
And you know the place where you are, where you're like, no more yo-yo. It's almost like you're at a wall, like you can't go,
Yeah,
and like you can't stand it anymore. It's a really
no,
good place to be. I was there too when I said yes to this, and it's like I had no back door. Like I
yeah,
could not stand it anymore. Yeah, I hear you. Way to
yeah.
go. Woo!
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations. Let's celebrate. Raphael, let's call her out in the chat and support her and see her as her goal achieved. That's so cool. I love that. So, there are many of you that we've been talking to that also are ready to make the jump. So, like my phone's on, I get buzzed every time you do it. So, I'm happy to call you out and bring you on and acknowledge you as well. Um, there's nothing for me better than when someone decides to no longer settle and bet on themselves. I remember the feeling. It's scary. And when you know, you know. Like it's just, it's become so apparent. So if that's you, you can write to me in the chat, like, "Ooh, I'm coming too." I'd love to hear that, and we'll acknowledge you and hold you accountable to your decision. So let's take a look. What's your aha? What came to you yesterday from day two? How powerful was day two? Money. Thank you for your private messages, by the way. I'm like loving those. What's your aha? What really landed about money? Maybe something that you hadn't heard or you had heard before, but it landed differently yesterday. Share with me. Let's open up the chat. Reminder for all of you on Facebook, come join us on Zoom. What landed yesterday? Or perhaps it's from the homework. You notice the homework is quite detailed. What's in the workbook? Shelly says, I'm manifesting the scholarship. I'm going to be talking about the scholarship in a moment. The reminder that we're all worthy. Yeah. What a great story that was, right? The comparison between the two people. Oof. I will always remember that day with Bob. What else? What else resonated? The rubber band example, okay, being stretched back. Yeah, really good. Attraction through alignment. Worthiness too. Okay, amazing. Yeah, that paradigm of working hard to be worthy is huge, and it's one that we want to break down. I was just talking, I was out with my friend Haley for coffee this morning, and we were talking about the same thing about like how strong that paradigm to work for your results is. And it's deeply ingrained in all of us and so much tied to worthiness. So here it says the energy that we put out with our feelings and behavior is returned to us, negative and positive. So the boomerang. Yep. Amazing. This came up when I was journaling yesterday after our session about money. And I'm remembering it now, so I'm going to drop it in here based on Zahir's comment. Money, and I said the fastest way to receive more money is to give money away. The money is such a an interesting concept because we have so much in society, there's so much shame and programming around it. And it's something that we use so often in a day. It's such a really great example of how to become in alignment with universal truths and laws. And with money, every time you give it away, it's going to compound, especially if you put it through the lens of appreciation, like I was sharing yesterday. But also, when you give, to let go of completely as well. So, if we think about the example that Bob gave around having $1 million in a briefcase, and who does he give it to? Who's worthy of the money? When you give money, it's important that you follow or you invest money, that you follow a desire and you follow intuition, you follow your heart, and there's no judgment about what happens after. Does that make sense? Or not expecting anything in return. And I was sharing this in the Success Society as well. It's like it cannot be from trading energy. And it also, um, if you, like, let's say, let's go to the homeless person, you give $20 to a homeless person, or and you like tell them, or in your mind say, okay, like, please use this for food or lodging, and not what you think that they might use it on, alcohol or drugs, right? Because we've got this preconceived notion. But when you give, it's important that you give and you let go. Like, it's not up to you what the person does with the money. Huge. And also making sure that we don't give to get. Yeah. Okay, amazing. I like the circulation of money. Hanging onto it too tight is part of why it doesn't flow. It's exactly why it doesn't flow. There's no reason for more money to come if you hold on to it. So this is interesting because, like, think about even I've witnessed, and I know I used to be like this, waiting to pay a bill or waiting to invest in something. I'll do that when, or I'll pay that bill on, like, even if you got the money in the account, well, I'll pay it on Friday. Well, go pay it when you get the bill. Like, the universe loves speed, and procrastination is a decision, and there's an impact to that. The universe loves speed, and I see people, like, they get their bill, it lands in their inbox on Monday, but they're waiting to pay it because, like, what if I need that money, like, to buy groceries? But you got the bill in your inbox, go pay it right away with haste. If you truly believe that money is everywhere, the reason why you're waiting is like, well, I just have to wait and see, because what if something comes up on Wednesday? Well, you're viewing your bank account as if it's finite, and what's in it is all you'll ever have. And that, if you believe that on a subconscious mind, that will be your truth. So follow desire, fast decision, fast decision. And I hear people say, well, I'll do that when. I'll do that when the kids graduate. I'll do that when, like, I'll take that vacation when the next client comes. Again, it's like you're telling the universe that your desires can wait, and you're kinking that money hose. So pay attention. It's like these really little things. And this is why I love money so much, is because we interact with it so often that it's a great way to practice and living in harmony with the laws and these truths about how everything works, because you can't not use money. Yesterday, I shared about how money's energy. Is this resonating with everybody? Helpful? Yeah. I shared that money's energy. And the truth is, let's think of another thing that's energy. Love is energy. And when you love someone, or love an animal, or maybe you've got multiple kids and you love on one child or love on one friend, does, when you love on one, so if I love my dog and I really get into the feeling of love for my dog, does that mean it takes away the love for my cat or the love for my daughter? Or does the love, when I give love, actually compound? Really think about that. When I feel love for one, does it take away feeling love from someone else? No, it compounds, right? Money's the same. Money's the same that feeling of love. It compounds the more you give, the more you concentrate on it. And I gave you so many tools yesterday. Who's here for the first time? Anyone here for the first time? This is module 3. Okay. So if you um, have not watched module 1 and 2, go back and watch those. Okay. It's important because we're building, but stay here and you're exactly where you're meant to be. Today's self-image can be a standalone lesson because it is a standalone concept, although we will be building. Amazing. Okay, so we want to put the link for the workbook and the VIP day. We still have people registering for Tuesday. Incredible. The VIPs get 45 days replay for the access to this rather than the 2 weeks and the session on Tuesday, which will be recorded. It's a full 2 hour session. It's a mix of embodiment exercises. We're going deep into the laws, and the one that we missed, the law of assumption. As well as we have hot seat coaching and Q&A all during that 2 hours. And it will be those who have joined us for VIP. I'll also be announcing the scholarship on that call. And the way the scholarship works is your name is put into the bucket every time you share on social media and tag me about your ahas or your experience inside the class. For those of you that are really active on in here in the Zoom or also on Facebook in the Facebook group. So anytime that you're doing your homework and tagging or sharing ahas, your name's put into the draw. We can put the links, please, team, for the VIP. Monica, you can click on the link above and you can see the VIP experience. Thank you, Dana. And the workbook. Michelle saying, sorry, I missed this. What is the program that people are signing up for? Yesterday, I introduced the Millionaire Method, which is our 12-month program, which is what Raphael registered for. And people are committing to join us for 12 months. And I'll go over it again today so that you'll have a chance to look at that and consider. Oh yeah, and Dana just put in the link for that so that you can check it out as well. The scholarship is 6 months, 6 months working with me. It's a value of $10,000. And it includes our program. You'll get access to the program that really shifts your paradigm. And you'll come into the community for 6 months. I like to give this scholarship away and recognize people that really show up in the community. We got a question is what happens if we invest and then win the scholarship? That's amazing. We have a lot of people that stay in our community for a couple years. I mean, and 3, 4, some even 5 years. And so then the scholarship gets added onto your time with us in the community so that there's only abundance, no lack in that, so that you still have a chance to win. So I encourage you to show up, share, tag me, and we'll do that draw on Tuesday. Okay. Oh yeah. You have until Tuesday at 2 to be sharing, to be entered into the scholarship as well. So all weekend long, as people are watching the recording, we're still paying attention to what's going on. If you haven't yet booked a call, 6 years for me, says Monica. We love you. Thank you for being here. If you haven't yet booked a call, we're going to put the link there to book a call. And I've seen that a lot of you have taken advantage of that as well. So congratulations. Okay, let me see. Oh, yeah. Questions about the affiliates too. We're still running those prizes. We have over 300 people that have been joining us and watching the replays that have registered. We're doing giveaways for programs and a ticket to the Millionaire Roundtable dinner. So continue to share that and use your affiliate link as well. And all the information's in the Facebook group, and we've been putting it into your email. Okay. All right. Today, self-image. My favorite topic is self-image. What is self-image, first of all? Self-image is a concept and how you think about yourself that you hold in your subconscious mind. Often people use self-image and identity back and forth. I believe that they're a little bit different. Your self-image is your view of yourself in your subconscious mind. It also includes how you show up to the outside world. So you have a self-image on the inside and a self-image on the outside. So the way that you project yourself to others. It also includes what you believe others think about you. Okay? Your identity is slightly different. Your identities, we have several different identities that we take on. So I have an identity as a mother. It's like a hat. And within that identity, I have a self-image. There's a way that I see myself as a mother. There's a way I project myself to the outside world as a mother. And these self-images are under each identity. Same thing, I have an identity as a CEO. Can you see this to be true? So the identity that we take on, it also includes how we think we should be. So as a mother, I believe I need to act X, Y, Z. And my self-image will include some of that programming that I received of how I should be. Does that make sense to everybody? What was interesting to me when I learned about self-image is that my outer image, the way that I showed up in the world, I appeared to be super confident. So when I first got introduced to this work, if you asked outside people in my world, they'll be like, yes, Danielle's confident. But when I learned about the concept of self-image, and it was like if I could open up my mind and like read the thoughts and how I was speaking to myself, I noticed I actually had a poor inner self-image. I wasn't very nice to myself. I was constantly hard on myself. And here's the thing, your inner self-image will be responsible for your outer results. So you can show up a certain way all day long, but if the inside self-image is not positive, you won't have positive results in your life, at least not consistently. Does that make sense? And your results always tell the truth. And it made a lot of sense for me. And I then found out that you can create your self-image. And I was quoted by Bob Proctor and the Proctor Gallagher Institute as saying, I was asked, as my results tripled, right? I tripled my income as a client 10 years ago of this work. I tripled my income, started winning awards with my company, and then I became a coach, and I rewrote my self-image again and became part of Bob Proctor's inner circle. And he interviewed me on stage, and they asked, what did I do? Because it was like such a crazy transformation that showed up in my looks as well. And if you look back, okay, so if you go to YouTube and you see videos from me from like 2015, 2017, 2020, like I look remarkably different. I found out, and I was quoted as saying, I wrote her and I became her. Because that's what I did. I found out, and I learned from Bob, that you can actually create a self-image. Like, why aren't we shouting this from the rooftops? Like, we don't have to be who we were programmed to be. You can actually create and become the version of you that's achieving the goals, living the life that you've always wanted to live. You don't have to say, well, this is where I grew up and this is, what I learned and this is where I went to school, blah, blah, blah. You can create something totally new. And will you feel like a fraud? We're going to talk about fraud. Yeah, for a moment. Will other people look at you saying, who does she think she is? Does she know where she comes from? Uh-huh, probably. And are they living your life? Or would you like to honestly learn how you can create her and become her? Now, I believe, and him as well, that we got men on the call, this blew my mind. And with a pen and paper, I took my power back and I transformed my life. And I'm going to show you how I did that today. Is that exciting? Yes or yes? Now, in the early years of coaching, I used to call the first day of our self-image programs Create Her, like creation. And you'll even see in the writing, in your what's this called? The workbook. In your workbook, I talk about creation, I talk about creating, but I also now bring a new way of describing this as remembrance. Because it feels like you are creating a character. It really feels like that. And for the purposes of teaching you how to do it, I will teach you to create, to write, to think about, maybe go back to grade 11 English class when you wrote a book or a play. Did anyone have that as a project? Where you had to like create the characters and have an outline of the character and then write a description of the characters and then you wrote something. Yeah. It felt like that. And in the beginning, it will feel like you are creating. But what I've realized is that we're actually remembering the truth of who we are. Through the process of what feels like creation, you're remembering your truth. And you're becoming present to your purpose, to why you came here in the first place as this beautiful spiritual being, light in the human form. And you're remembering a possible infinite potentiality future for yourself. And you're getting connected to that in the vibrational realm. And so it does feel like you're creating it. And I think that that's where people go, well, am I faking it? No. Are you acting as if? Yeah, we're going to talk about the difference. Remember when I told you, and I really want to speak to your heart, that if you have the desire, it's for you. Like, I promise I know this to be true. I know that God, the universe, would never plant a seed that wasn't for you. It's not possible. When you understand the laws and the vibration and attraction, you wouldn't be given a vision. You wouldn't desire it. So in the creation of her, it's a deep remembrance. And right now, we're remembering at hyper speed. And it's really important. Because as each of you rises and declares your desire and your vision for your life and stands in your purpose and your light, transforms the programming that you received as a child to match your goal achieved, as you do that, and each one of us stand equal power but different, we change the world together and we inspire others to remember who they are too. The world needs you. And so turning your yearly income into your monthly, yeah, it's like a fun idea. It's also necessary. It's necessary. The world is at an incredible time right now where there are people living in harmony with these laws, and it's like the world's splitting. Can you feel that? And so now's the time for as many of us as possible to become conscious creators, to have an overflow of money, abundance, to living our dream lives and experiencing this truth, literally heaven on earth. And the more of us that get into that vibration and that truth, the more we can help others that maybe right now are still stuck in fear and the lower vibration. Is this resonating? So I believe you've been called here for a reason that's way bigger than what you possibly maybe understood. And it starts with you because you are here and you are the one. You're the one for your family. You're the one for your community. You are the one. So I acknowledge you. Yeah. Breathe that in. And it gets to be so fun. Expansive. It's time to stop running away. Be who I'm meant to be. Yeah, and here's the thing, to not judge the way you've been showing up in the past. Like, I promise you this. And again, I want to speak to yourself, to your heart. Each one of us has been doing the best that we can with the tools that you have and had, with the programming, the paradigm that you were given, the awareness, the consciousness. No one on purpose is like fucking things up. Little F-bomb there, but like no one on purpose is not doing their best. You're doing your best. We've all been programmed. And so that includes your self-image. And I said your self-image puts you in a box. You cannot outperform it until you create a new one. And so once you become aware that you can, first of all, that you have a self-image, that you have a programming, a paradigm. Before that, when you don't know, you don't know. And then you become aware that you can change it and that you have the tools to decide to create her and become her. And then something different can happen. I want to bring it back to decision, and why I wanted to call out Raphael this morning, because she made that decision based on desire. And the moment that she followed desire, may not have made financial sense. I don't know her story. It may have. But she's not taking any of that into consideration, I hope. She's following her heart and making the decision and trusting and having faith. And what happens is she moves into that new self-image the moment she made that decision. And here's the thing, She's going to have to make the decision to be her every single day, over and over and over and over. And this is what embodiment is making the decision to walk in harmony with this new wisdom, to walk with an understanding of this wisdom, to make decisions with this wisdom, the understanding. And you cannot continue to make the same decisions based on down here. It's got to look different. We know that. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. And it will feel uncomfortable in the beginning because it's not normal for you yet. But this is where practice goes. And I always use, who's watched Karate Kid? I might age myself here, but wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. And we continue to practice being her, this goal achieved version of you. So your self-image is something that you write, and it exists on 3 levels. Because you exist on 3 levels. And those 3 levels are the spiritual realm, the intellectual realm, and the physical realm. And we can break this down into thoughts, feelings, and actions. And over the past 2 days, I gave you a lot of new beliefs. And a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. A belief is a thought that you keep thinking. And the good news is you are in charge of your thoughts. No one can make you think or feel anything. You get to decide. And although beliefs, many of the beliefs that we have been programmed into us, you have the power to choose again, to choose a new belief or choose a new thought. And so I gave you beliefs about laws, and they're more than beliefs. They're actually truths with a capital T. And I want you to see those laws, and if we summarize them in your workbook. So these will become part of your new thinking. And yesterday I gave you beliefs about money, the truth with a capital T about money. And those will become your new thinking about money. So if you divide your paper into 3 sections, just like thirds, T at the top, feelings in the middle, and actions in the bottom, your self-image, your new character that you're creating, this next level version of you, has the thoughts that I taught you from Module 1 and Module 2. Got it? Does that resonate? That's why the foundation of that was so important. Now, you may notice that some of those thoughts aren't so easy to believe in the beginning. Like money is everywhere might not be one that's easy for you to believe in the beginning. And over time, with repetition, you'll notice that these beliefs become easier and easier to believe, to embody. Now, there's a method to change your belief system, and that's inside of Thinking of Results. We show you how to do that in the community. And I want to say that you can decide like that to change your beliefs. So I have a belief that I can change my belief like that. because it's a decision. And the truth is, I'm going to get what I believe. So if I believe it's hard for me to change my beliefs, and I have a whole story about how my dad worked 4 jobs and how he kept saying money doesn't grow on trees and it's really hard and I've got to work really hard, well, guess what? That will be my experience. But I can also believe, like, yes, that was my experience, and I can choose a new belief now. Is this resonating? So I'm giving you your thoughts. And not only are those thoughts part of your self-image, we're going to go deeper on some of the other aspects of your thoughts within your self-image. So your thoughts about you. So from this place, I would love for you to think about your yearly income as your monthly. So go back to that number. And the question that you're going to ask yourself to come up with thoughts about you and your business or your job. The question is, as the woman or the man who's earning, who's attracting this money every month, month after month, how do I think about myself? Like, what am I saying to myself about me? What are those thoughts? And you're going to tap into your imagination and visualize yourself there and get connected to the thoughts you'd be thinking and how you view yourself. And then how you view yourself as it relates to your purpose and your career and the impact that you're making. And notice that it's very different than how you're operating right now. Can you see that? One of the reasons, like I said in the beginning, that we 10x is to make it obvious, the change within. And wouldn't you agree that the money beliefs, as well as the understandings of the laws, are very different than where you've been operating? So the thoughts that you have, which is the intellectual realm, the thoughts that you have 10x in overflow, you're going to write those down. And this is all in your workbook. This becomes part of the character. And then it's like, no kidding, walking through life with those thoughts, which we're going to talk about. It's embodiment. The next part is feelings. And I want to acknowledge I've got a guest coming. I can see her on, Leslie. We've got a guest joining us today. The next part is feelings. I'm going to go into vibration and feelings because this is a big component of also Leslie's story. She's a frequency girl. So I'll teach about frequency and feelings, and then we'll bring her on. Your vibration, so your thoughts lead to your feelings, and it's a big part of your self-image is how you feel. Honestly, how you feel about yourself, money, and the laws. And so you want to get present to, as the goal achieved, the person who has the overflow, who's 10x their income, turn their yearly into their monthly, how would they be feeling about the laws? How would they be feeling about money? How would you be feeling about yourself? Confident, comfortable about money? Which is why those exercises we did yesterday are so important. And you want to write about the feeling part and get really detailed here, because this is really a key component because of the law of vibration and a way that you're going to take your power back through mastering your mind. And it starts with your thoughts. Now, specifically, I've been we've been working under the lens of money, right? So your identity as it relates to money. But here's the thing. You could do the same questions because how you do one thing is how you do everything. You can use these same questions that I'm giving you with self-image. My first self-image, I called it a script. My first self-image script was 17 pages. I wrote about my identity as a mother, my thoughts, feelings, and actions, my physical environment, CEO, and I broke it down, wife, and I got really present and really detailed. And I even made advanced decisions. So I imagined a scenario in my life and then I wrote down how I would think about it and how I would feel and then how I would act from this goal achieved self. So, scenarios in my life that I was currently reacting to, like if my daughter misbehaved and I didn't love the way that I responded, I reacted, I wrote down how I'd like to respond and how I'd think differently. Does that resonate with you? I wrote down conversations about money that my husband were having and I were having, and I wrote down my response from goal achieved so that I advance thought, and so it would help. It helped me respond rather than react to some situations where I normally would find myself going into my old self. We're going to talk about the physical environment and your actions in a moment as it relates to self-image. First, let's bring Leslie on. I'd like you to hear her story. So, Leslie is a client in our program. She's now in Expanse, which is our application only high level VIP clients. She joined us in the Millionaire Method first and then has come back to have close proximity with me. So, if anyone wants to know more information about Expanse, this is for the woman who uh, knows that she's made for more and like really wants the year of close proximity coaching and like someone to keep her accountable and really take her to the next level and walk that next level with her and him. We've got men in as well. So Leslie, hello, beauty. Thanks for being
Hello, hello. Yes, I
here.
am honored to be here and speak.
So life before this work, because you're not new to personal development. You've worked with coaches before.
hmm
So
hmm
what was life before getting your hands on this material?
I would say that before this world, I didn't realize how much I was actually outsourcing my power. And the I would be constantly seeking validation from external sources, constantly checking in that way. And it was through this work that I would say it was like clearing away the weeds in the garden of life and allowing my truth, my remembrance to shine through. Um, and what I didn't know yet was that something ancient was starting to wake up inside of me. The truth of who I was and who I have become in lifetimes before, and bringing that power into this incarnation. Yeah, there was a version of me that, like you had mentioned, didn't believe that ease was safe, that I had to earn every single um, piece of my expansion, whether that was through money, that was through visibility, um, all of it is tied. And I realized that was the biggest lie that I had ever believed.
Amazing. And I love how you're very quickly shifting your beliefs and therefore it's showing up in your physical world. So you've had some pretty cool manifestations, some really amazing stories. I remember celebrating not that long ago, some money landing out of the blue, out of nowhere into your account. And that's not the first time that that's happened. That's happened several times for you.
Yeah,
Talk about that moment and then also the number. So this is like I had to ask Leslie if she was making it up because it was like such a crazy number. And so Leslie's a seer. She's like incredible, intuitive, and she's an entrepreneur about to launch something that's pretty top secret right now. But she's working with an advisory board on like a tech thing. That's all I want to say for now. But she shared with me a win and she texted me in our private group. And how much was that check for that landed in your bank account?
it was 33,333 and 33 cents.
Okay, so I was like, okay, we know you love angel numbers, Leslie, but like, come on,
You
not the
know,
actual amount. And she's like, uh-huh.
no, literally, it is.
So out of nowhere, she manifests 33,000. That's not the first time in this work that money just comes out of the blue for her. And your first question might become like, oh, how? I mean, the how's not up to her. She opened up the floodgates of money and exactly when she needed it, it showed up. And I said to her, there's no coincidence that it was 33,333 because you're such like a spiritual person and connected to your guides. It was like God gave you this massive wink. Like, Leslie, can you remember who the F you are? And like, here's the wink. Like, here is all you've got to do is ask, believe, and receive. And she did.
Yeah,
And she
yeah,
is. And since then, I mean, so many miracles. One of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on is because I've noticed an incredible shift in you from when I first met you, and beautiful when you came into my world, extremely talented. You know, this is almost what, 2 years ago, I feel
yeah.
like. Yeah.
It'll be two in September, I think.
Yeah, so and very talented, like had a business or has a business where she helps clients one on one, and I was one of her clients. She reads energy, and she helped me see my business in the quantum and call in dream my dream clients by connecting to my dream clients, all of you in the quantum field. And so she is an incredible gift doing that. And I didn't realize this until I watched some of your stuff. Like you're so gifted, but yet didn't really believe in that in the outside world and it's a little shaky in that belief. Would you agree?
100%. Yep. Yeah, I did not see that brilliance in myself. And that is one of the amazing parts of this program and working with you is that you hold up a mirror essentially to allow us, I'll use us as the collective, like to remember ourselves and see our own brilliance. And once that like unlocks, it's like a freight train running down the tracks.
And that's exactly what life's been like recently for you. So you
Yeah.
want to share about getting really tapped into your purpose and being taken over by a desire, like literally a desire,
Yeah.
a goal, a vision for your life and how you're here to impact the world and how that feels now?
Yeah, the when you literally get your thoughts and feelings in alignment, when Danielle says that the actions become unavoidable, like I can't stop myself from the project that I am birthing. It is as if there is a different embodiment completely within me, and I just want to keep going, bringing it deeper. Um, I
Can I
have,
just say something about this for a minute? So this is really interesting. So how many of you are A-type people that are already hard workers? Anyone on the call like that? That's like already a hard worker. You like are willing to go do the do. Okay, show me all the creatives where the like, the going with the flow is more who you are.
Mhm.
Okay, so what's so interesting is Leslie, we have when you come into Millionaire Method, you take a quiz so that we can put you on a track so we can basically balance your masculine and feminine, okay? So that you this is one of the law of gender, and we want to balance this within. So Leslie came into our world, had success, but yet was very in her creative mode. So it was like, I don't know if I want to say procrastination, but you were kind of a procrastinator, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And so but she'd say it's because of her creativity, which is fine. It's like a paradigm. It's how she was programmed to believe and how she saw herself. She has like what you see now in front of her, and as she's about to explain about how she's been like, it's almost like you've been taken over. I've never seen you take so much inspired action. So action that she's like literally downloading the action because she's so tapped in and connected to her vision that she can't stop taking this action. And it's just like quantum leaping her, and she's taking action that previously, like, I think if the old you would see you now, you'd be like, there's no way you would have applied for
Uh-huh.
that program, contacted that person to be on your advisory board. Like the old you's going like, who is this Leslie?
Mhm.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Like I don't even consciously understand what I am doing. Like I am not a tech person. Like so when I am in this creation, I literally have to be like, okay, you need to dumb it down for me. How do I can figure it out, but it is like insane. And I feel like I'm at the point where my vision is so far, not far out in like timelines, but like I can see how far and the magnitude of what this is going to bring, that like the physical reality is still like lagging because I have to actually do the things and build the product. And so it's like I want it all to create now. So yeah, it is absolutely insane. And to say that I have been taken over is an understatement.
I love watching how you just jump out of bed. You have so much purpose. You're attracting exactly the right people to you at the right time, opportunities, investments, all of this to make this vision happen. And it's super inspiring
Yeah.
to watch you go for it. And before she took the action, before that she had to align herself with the thoughts and feelings with this vision. So this is where self-image comes from. So she's taking action that she can't help but act. And this is very different than being on the hamster wheel,
Mhm.
just acting to act. Can you guys see that? And so she goes from, or she actually was not a hustler, but if I think about myself in that, where I changed is I went from hustling, taking the mindless action to then taking inspired action. And I didn't have to force myself to take the action. It just became naturally who I am. And that's what Leslie's describing for herself. So
Mhm.
if you are like me, more the A type hustler, like willing to do the do, or more on the creative side, there's a point when your desire literally takes over. You embody the self image of who you are with the goal achieved, and you can't help but get those results and
Mhm.
attract exactly who you need. So I want to thank you so much. Any last words for anyone that's looking into this work, maybe wondering if it's for them, what you tell them?
Yes. What you don't need more proof. You need to remember that you already are the proof. The ideas, the dreams, all of the things that come to you are specifically made for you to execute and birth into this world. So if you're hearing this Danielle speak, my story, and your body is buzzing, it's not because of Danielle, it's not because of me, it's because your soul already knows that it's your turn. So Danielle's work didn't, it changed me, but it reminded me, most importantly, that I didn't need to be fixed.
Boom.
It's, yeah, yeah.
Keep going. I just want to like, that's mic drop right there. There is no fixing. There's nothing wrong with any of us. Yeah, it's for you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Thanks, girl. Thanks for being here.
Mm.
Love the
Thank
lipstick, by the way.
I had to put on the red lipstick.
Love it. Love it. In some of our other programs, for those of you that have been in my world for a while, you may know the lipstick challenge. And the lipstick challenge is part of the way, one of the ways that we help you embody your new next level self image. And I use lipstick because red lipstick has such a funny, I'm going to remove your pen. There we go. It has such a funny paradigm around it. Like red lipstick, people have beliefs around women who wear red lipstick. And it might be like, oh, that's only for people who are like sexy or la la la. Or it might be like even a different S word. Like, and so we use red lipstick to help get past the stories of what it means and to have you step into your next bold level version of you. Woo. Sky agrees with us. So thanks, Leslie. Let's share some love with her for sharing her story and getting on, for her for sharing her story and getting on with us live. Was that inspiring? Can you feel how she's like on fire with a vision, with a purpose? Exciting. That kind of inspiration and enthusiasm, I mean, we can't, there's so much value behind that. Like, it's almost like it's priceless to feel what Leslie's feeling. If you've ever woken up in the morning and struggled to get out of bed, not having a purpose and wondered, and then you can go from that to jumping out of bed before your alarm clock, being so fueled by passion and by truth and understanding who you are, it's priceless. Yeah. I've had people, and we have a story actually. She might be joining us today. If not, we'll get her to come live with me into the Mastering Your Mindset group. But a woman who came to us and was struggling and not wanting to get out of bed in the morning, and how much this work changed her life. And I actually heard from her parents because they acknowledged the change within. I've One of our other clients had been going to a therapist, a talk therapist, and for 15 years and on antidepressants, and which were both great tools for her at that time. And through this work, she released her therapist and the medication after 15 years of being on it. Amazing. So let's go back to self-image. How does that sound? I'd like to hear, let's do a check-in. How is this landing? What's resonating? So as you create your character, let's fire up the chat. Give me some comments, questions, comments. With your self-image and the character that you're creating, you literally are writing this character because you are the main character of your life. You're also the writer and the producer of the movie that is called your life. And so understanding that you have the power to literally create a character that you get to embody. We're going to cover the last part of this that you're going to write, which is your physical reality, your actions, the third plane in which you exist. And then I'm going to talk to you about fear and what it looks like to overcome fear and feeling like a fraud and turn that into faith. And also the difference between acting as if and faking till you make it, which are two concepts that you probably heard before. And I'm also going to work through some of the questions that we received, because how many people on the call, I'm just curious, how many of you have invested in programs before? Anyone invested in programs before or read books, gone to conferences like this before? Anyone have the fear that I've done this and it hasn't worked? Or I've invested before and it hasn't worked? Okay, so you've invested. How many have had the fear? Yes, I've read other books. Yeah. Anyone invest? Me. Okay, is my biggest fear, says Beth. Amazing. So it's a common one that we hear, and I get it. In the past, you've done programs, and this was true for me as well. I would, in my old paradigm, my old self would invest in a program and then not finish it. I'd do it and I'd go for like be really keen for the first little bit and then I'd stop. And that's really common. And I invested in a lot of things that didn't really make a whole lot of impact. I was super coachable. So in my network marketing company, I went to every conference. Showed up on every call and not much had shifted. The difference in this work, and the truth is, you've been programmed to show up a certain way. So I literally had been programmed to start things and then not finish them. And I could find all different examples of my life where that had happened in the past to be true. In this work, we recognize the way that you show up to this program, to this work, and that's your programming and your paradigm. We recognize that this is the habitual way that you are. And we recognize that that way must change for you to get a different result. And we go to the root cause of the habitual way that you show up, and we teach you how to reprogram that part of your subconscious mind. And so one of the things that I've noticed is that once you learn how to reprogram yourself to become a match for your goal, then you start showing up differently. And the things that you've tried before, you can actually go and study them or read the book. And now you'll start applying them. Now you'll start finishing them. Because we've shifted who you are, we've actually gone to the root cause of it. And so this program, the methodology, this is not mine. This is Bob Proctor's 60 years of studying how the mind works and how paradigms were created and how to change that. And there's a method to changing it. And so you may have tried things before, but never have you had the backing of a program and a system in which we actually reprogram your mind so that you start habitually showing up differently. In addition to that, so we go inside, we reprogram your mind while you're going through the program and you're learning these new concepts. In addition to that, we've got your back in a way that you most likely have never been supported before. Through study clubs, an invitation to join your workout buddy, if you will, or your trainer at the gym who's expecting you in different time zones. So it could be 6 a.m. for you, it could be 9 a.m. for you, it could be like some people are doing it in the evening because of where they're located. But we have calls every day for you to do the do and stay accountable. And we hold space for you as you do it. And it's like we hold your hand. We can't do the thinking for you. We'll show you exactly what to do during that time, and then you do the thinking work. That level of accountability doesn't exist in very many places, as well as like what Leslie touched on, is having someone, a mentor, and others, peers, who literally hold up a mirror to who you are to remind you of your truth. And anytime that we find you going back to your old self, so for me, that was not finishing a program, we remind you of what you're committed to and support you in coming back to that commitment so that that doesn't happen like it's always happened in the past. And so, yes, you may have invested in the past, and all of the ways that you've shown up in those other programs or what happened in those other worlds, it couldn't have been any other way because of the way you were programmed. It literally couldn't have been any other way. You got what you were supposed to get, the outcomes, the benefits. And if it was like from first glance, zero, I was saying this yesterday about my divorce. Remember, there was like a cost for those lessons. There's an investment for those lessons that I received in my marriage. And the cost I'm paying now to the lawyer, but it's for the lessons. Like even if you say, okay, the investment I made in those other programs, well, the return on that investment was zero. It's actually not true. There were lessons and learnings there, but and you did the best you could with the programming. Your results that you've had up until this point they have to be what they are until you change who you are on the inside. And that's what this work does. So let's go to the last part of self-image, which is your physical environment. Is this resonating? Beth, did that help? I know you said that that's me, like that's my biggest fear. Did that help? It's like, of course, those fears, because of your experience, are there. But the truth is, you've never been here before with this wisdom, with this accountability, with this support, with this program, a guaranteed result. And I get it. I get it. Yeah. So let me know if that helped, if that resonated. That was me, says Pamela. I've learned that motivation without action, action is merely entertainment. And I love that. What's the guarantee? So we guarantee, I mentioned this in day one and day two, we have a guarantee in the Millionaire Method that you will at least double your investment with us with the 12 months. And how I can guarantee it is because there's a system. So if you follow the system, you'll at least double your investment within the 12 months, or we'll pay you double. And we've got all the parameters to track all of it. And you're told exactly what to do and how to do it. Because it's not only about the action. Yeah, we track your work and you share with us what you're earning, what paychecks come. And not obviously from what you've been doing before. It's like new opportunities. Yeah, we've got a whole system to track. Yeah, love it. Yeah, it's a proven. This is not, you guys, this is not a philosophy. This is science. And it's pretty simple. I mean, Fumi's here says this was me before I jumped in with Danielle. I mean, Fumi's been in this world, not with me, but in this world, this work. And have you noticed, Fumi, that you're given exactly what to do and how? I don't know if I see her on my screen. Let me see if I see. Oh, there you are. Beautiful. Hi, gorgeous. I'm putting you on the spot totally. I hope that's okay. Welcome. Hi. Have you noticed that I tell you, like through your checklist, exactly what to do, where to show up, how to show up, when?
It's so detailed. I mean, you come in, you find out your kind of personality and the best route for you to take on this program. You've got your accountability success advisor who checks in with you every single week. And then you have the first 4 weeks where you know exactly what you're doing. You have trackers, you have everything is just so detailed. You can't miss what you need to do. And you have access to the replays. It's just, for me, it's gold. It's gold. I think Danielle is an amazing teacher. And she hasn't paid me to say this, but
No,
I say it to
I didn't warn you either.
and she didn't want me either. But she's just so amazing. I just feel like, if this is resonating with you, because when I came to one of these uh workshops, my heart was beating. I was like, oh my God, I've got to join, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. But I was thinking, I've done this before. Do I want to do it again? But this time I chose because it was a self-image class, the millionaire one. And I said to myself, this time I'm going to come from that version of me, my millionaire self, and I'm going to make my decision from her. And that's what I did. And that's what I've started doing since I've been in this community.
And that's exactly where we're going for the last component of self-image, is how to take the action from that place, from your goal achieved place. And so you've learned that, and now you're doing that within the program. Yeah, amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So yes, that we have Bob Proctor's signature program as part of this as well. Yeah, it's the baseline that we use his work. I'm one of his proteges, so I learned a lot from him and my own programs and products. So let's talk about your physical environment, self-image. So when you take action from your goal achieved place. So this is where you're getting present to your 10x amount or your yearly into your monthly. You want to get yourself into the state or the ability to view your world from that place where you are month after month earning your yearly income into your monthly. And you want to ask, what actions would I be taking if that's my truth? What would my physical environment look like? How would I be showing up? What am I wearing? What's my posture? How am I doing my nails, my hair, my makeup if I wear it? This is all on the physical plane now. What actions? What are my habits? And you want to make a list of these things. And this is the fun part. Because what you'll notice is you can start doing those things now. Some of them. In a way that perhaps might not be so obvious in the beginning. Because you might say, well, how, like in my goal achieved self, in my actions or my environment, I'm driving like a Porsche 911. Right now, that's not yet possible for me to go buy my Porsche. And I can see myself driving a Porsche. So what do I do about that? Well, there's always a way for you to embody and create the environment and act as if now. And so let me give you an example. Go to the Porsche store and yeah, Amity, amazing. She's got it. Go test drive that car. Go walk in as the version of you that's achieved this goal. That might mean wearing a different outfit. That might mean doing your hair differently. Go walk into that store as if. I'm a big believer in act as if. Fake it till you make it, not so much, because your subconscious mind knows that you're faking it and it will call you out. But act as if is different, because you literally act or practice until it's who you just naturally are. And it's what actors do to become their character. And you're going to use the same concept of practicing and acting as if until it becomes natural for you. And this is one of the blessings my husband gave me. I watched him as an actor become the character that he was given, the script he was given. And a lot of times he transformed right in front of my eyes. And he embodied this new character. And in order to do it, he would put a costume on, he would change his posture, and he would change his accent a lot of times. And then he'd go out and he'd take action that was different than the way he showed up. And then he would bring that version to the set. And so if a Porsche is in your goal achieved self, I want you to go out and test drive it. If new hairstyle is part of it, like for me, I wanted blowouts, and I was not in a position, I was not someone that got blowouts, but I saw people that I admired getting their hair blown out. And in the beginning, I had a vision that this was me every single week. But in the beginning, it didn't make sense yet, but I could do it on special occasions, or I could do it once a month. When I first got into this work, I saw me with my goal achieved with beautiful long nails. At the time, I bit my nails. And so instead of $75 every couple weeks on nails, in the beginning, I got those press-ons from Walmart for me to embody this next level version. I looked at my wardrobe, my makeup, and I designed a character that resonated with me. And you get to do the same. You get to design a character, literally write a character that's that next level version. Inside our program, this is the first work that I'm going to do with you. And we spend a full week on self-image, step by step by step. I'll show you how to literally write and become that version of you. Because what I noticed, if you do not change your self-image to become a vibrational match for your goal, when you get into this program, in Bob's program, Bob Proctor's program, what I noticed in the first few weeks of the program, you'll attract new opportunities to you, money, new clients. And what I noticed early in my coaching days is that if the person did not feel aligned and worthy of that new abundance in their life, they sabotaged it. They'd lose the contract, the client would cancel. And it happens so often. And I talked to Bob about this, and I said, Bob, it's because they haven't upgraded their self-image. They're like it's lottery syndrome. And so I designed a program that all of my clients now upgrade their self-image as the first thing they do, because this program works so quickly. And what we found now is, yes, you're now attracting these beautiful wins to you very quickly, but now you hold it because you feel worthy of it. And I just shared this actually in Proctor Gallagher Institute. I did a call for them on self-image, and I encourage all the coaches to do this themselves as well. Bob has like thousands of coaches all over the world, and Bob agreed with me. And so we do that. And we walk with you as you embody this next level version of you. And here's the truth. Your self-image will continue to grow as your goals and your vision grows. So as you become a vibrational match for this next level vision, this next goal of yours, and I really hope it's 10xing your income. I really hope it's turning your yearly income into your monthly. As you become a match for that, that becomes your reality. And guess what? Then it becomes your new stuck place. And then you get to 10x again if that's your desire and become a vibrational match for that. And it's a continuous. And why is it continuous? Well, because you have a limitless potential. And abundance is your birthright. And it's not because we're greedy or we're not satisfied with what we got. That's an old story. It's because in our community, we've remembered the truth of who we are. That there are no limits to this beautiful life. And more and better are beautiful realities. We're grateful for all that we create at every single level, and yet not satisfied. And we're walking this balance of gratitude and yet not satisfied. Why aren't we satisfied? Because you're always growing. This is one of the laws that's in your workbook. It's your natural state to grow, just like that tree on your front lawn grows every single year naturally. The law of increase. Naturally. And that truth is the true for you. You've just been programmed to think that wanting more is greedy, and it's not true. It's your birthright. And think about when you feel most alive. It's when you're growing. Would you agree? So, this self-image that you're creating, that you're embodying, it exists on 3 levels. You're going to take the wisdom from day 1 and day 2. Those become part of the thoughts. You'll get present to how you feel as this goal achieved. And lastly, your physical environment and how you show up. Make a list and then take a highlighter and highlight the things that you can do now to be embodied as this next level version. The Porsche, go test drive it. And then every time you get into the car that you're driving now, you visualize that it's your dream car. The clothes, the hair, make the change today and show up differently today, backed by the thoughts and feelings. And then you're going to need to decide to be her or him every single day. And it's a conscious decision that you'll make to get into this character, just like my husband used to before set. A conscious decision to embody this character. And will you feel like a fraud? You will. You will. Of course. You're used to showing up habitually this way every single day, and now you're embodying someone different. But it's not different. It's you remembering the truth. So let me give you an analogy to help feeling with a fraud. This is like my signature analogy, so you may have heard it before. It's a skinny jean analogy. How many of you have ever bought skinny jeans before? Anyone? Now, you can change it if it's not skinny jeans for you. It might be like a dress or like a certain jacket or a tie if you're a man. That's kind of outside your comfort zone. Okay. But you really want them. You really like them. So let's go with the skinny jeans. So I'm told that skinny jeans are not all the rage anymore. Although anyone else I also wear leather pants. Like I'm not giving these up. But I was like, okay, mom, they're no longer in style. Okay, so skinny jeans. So you buy your pair of skinny jeans and you try them on. And when you try them on, you're like, wow, those are tight. Like I really love them. Like love what I can see in my mind, but like when I look at them, they're like really tight. And you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, ooh, I'm not sure. Like I've never worn anything this tight before. Got it? And you decide to keep them on, you decide to buy them. And then you go downstairs to your family, husband or wife, and your kids, if you have them, or your friends, and they're all in the kitchen. And they have no idea that you bought the skinny jeans or that you've tried them on. And you walk in, and everyone's looking at you, and the comments are like, what are you wearing? And they're just projecting back to you, you're like not sure about these skinny jeans. And you decide anyway, you're going to go out and wear these skinny jeans tonight. And you go out for dinner with your friends. And in the beginning, you swear that everyone's staring at you as you walk down the street. And they're thinking, who does this girl think they are? Like she is. She's like, these jeans are really tight. Do you know this feeling? And then you keep wearing them. And the night progresses and you go to the washroom and you check yourself out and you're like, I look pretty good. I like these skinny jeans. Then you go back to the table and the night goes on. Now you're on the dance floor and you're rocking your skinny jeans. And then before you know it, next Friday comes around and you're picking your favorite pants, those skinny jeans. And now this time when you walk down the stairs, you know how good you look and you're rocking them because you've practiced wearing them. In the beginning, you felt like a fraud. You felt like you didn't belong in those pants. Insert flashy jacket, insert flashy tie. What's changed? These skinny jeans are still the same. The flashy jacket, the tie, is still the same thing that at one point felt too bold for you. What's changed is that you've practiced, you've spent time wearing them to become comfortable. And this is the same with your self-image. This is the same for you embodying your character. You wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, and you practice. And over time, you're rocking it. And you no longer feel like a fraud. It's just who you are. And so you got to be willing, that word again, willing to do what it takes and move through the period of uncomfortableness until you're comfortable. Resonating? Yeah. That's the power of the work. Now, what we do in our community is not only help you wax on and wax off, the praxis or practice is integrating your new beliefs with your behavior. We actually show you how to reprogram that part of you so that you're just who you know yourself to be is the person wearing the skinny jeans. So in the beginning, it feels like you've got to practice wax on, wax off, put them on, put them on, put them on, and you almost force yourself through the uncomfortable stage. Does that make sense? But then over time, you in your subconscious mind become a match. And it's just naturally who you show up to be, because we've gone to the root cause of how you've been showing up in the first place. And that's one of the reasons we can guarantee this result, because it's science and how you've been programmed and how the mind works. Yeah. Okay. Resonating, terrifying. I'm loving that. Loving that. It's exactly where we want you to be. I'm seeing a message about sharing your transformation. Is that about Fumi sharing her transformation? Fumi's brand new into our program, and she's already attracted wins, clients, and opportunities. We can ask if she can share her experience for sure. I'm going to take some time, the last few minutes here, before I close it up and talk about your homework. I'm going to talk about and what's going to happen between now and Tuesday. I'm going to share my screen and an invitation to join us in our program. So for those of you that didn't see yesterday, and even if you did, you might hear it a little bit differently. So this is your invitation. How does that sound? Is that okay with all of you if I share with you what it looks like to be in our world? So an invitation to join the Millionaire Method. The Millionaire Method, as well as our bonuses. So can you see this? No. You just see my screen. Let's see. Where is the Millionaire Method? Oh, here we go. Yeah, could you see that? Dana, can you unmute? Can you tell me?
I can see it now. Yep.
Okay, amazing. Thank you. Ooh. Okay, so this is the program that we've been talking about, the one that we guarantee. It's 12 months. And this is the current pricing, which is going up. I mentioned about this is the last time that we're doing a master class until the fall and launching the program at this price. You're going to see it at in the future slightly different. We haven't raised our price in a very long time. And as we're adding more value and components to the program in the fall, you're going to see it listed as 21,333. And right now it's 18,860, or if you pay in full, it's 15,555. Pay in full as of September or the next time we launch it is at 17,777. So I'm really excited to be able to offer it here and excited about where we're going and why and how we're increasing the price because of the value that we're adding. You can see at the top of the screen the 69,555. We take a look at how people in our program have 10x and more than 10x. We have people that have come into this work earning $2,000 a month and they've invested in this and within 6 weeks earned 20,000 and have taken that into multiple millions since being in the world. It's an investment that you make once and that you continue to get a return on that investment because it becomes a way of life. You get the program Thinking into Results for life, and it's one that you continue to study. I'm now 10 years in, and I'm currently on lesson 9 in the program. And you might ask why that is true. Well, because it's a system of upgrading, and I'm continuing to grow and up-leveling myself and my own results. And this is the way to do that. It's the same method every single time. And I take myself through the system, just like our clients, like Vanessa, back again in our world, because she's going to her next level. And so you have the program for life. It never was that way, and it is that way. It wasn't that way when I first was a client. We only got it for a year, and then Bob changed that. You have a year while you're in our community. You'll see an online community. We also do in-person events. Thank goodness that we're back to that. You're getting organized call. This is to make sure that you are all settled within the program. You know exactly where everything is. Huge value with that. We have different people, some people that aren't used to portals and tech stuff. We also have a Facebook community, but if you're not on Facebook, it's okay. There's a portal that you can get all the information on, and we use Facebook as a way to connect. Your client portal's there, your lessons from me on demand. This is how we show you how to apply the work to your life. A real missing that so that you're not just getting another book and having to figure it out. I show you how to do that. Your study club, I've talked about this accountability. Nothing beats it. And we were the first community within Proctor Gallagher Institute to offer the study club. And now it's something that they've rolled out. And I believe that it's the reason why we have so much success in our community, because the like-minded people that you see on camera here and on Zoom with us, we get together every single day in the morning to raise our vibration. And then we go out and we act and we in that vibration in our lives, and we come back again the next day. And there's a real difference in the way that you feel when you're in study club and if you miss a study club, and it becomes so obvious as to why that has such a huge value. Our study club leaders are trained. We have a system by which you visualize, you get into gratitude, and we show you exactly what to do. You've got a call with me. This kicks off your program to make sure that your goal is designed in a way that's going to get you a quantum leap while you're in the program. So you come on with me and I review your goal. I might give you a little bit of homework, and then you go in and you insert that goal into the program. We've got our power workshops. These are our weekly webinars, and you'll have one of those almost every week. We take a little bit of time off over the holidays. Otherwise, this call's with me. It's recorded. It's live with me, where I go through teachings that I'm currently studying myself. So you get my current level of awareness, and we bring in different laws. Right now we're studying the laws, but it could be about money, could be about self-image. And that call includes a Q&A as well as a hot seat coaching. So if anyone has anything that they'd like to bring to the table, they can bring that there to the weekly calls. You've got all of the programs that are outlined, and there's a number of programs that are outlined that I've created, and you'll have a list of what to do and how to study them. So depending on who you are when you come into this work, I'm going to give you a track, and the track is designed based on your current paradigm or your programming. So for example, Leslie, we heard from today, she had a very different track than, for example, Vanessa. I can see our success ambassador, Vanessa, on the screen. Their millionaire method looked different because they were different when they came in. So it's designed for you. You're going to do a little bit of a quiz, and then it gives you that track. You've got all of the programs and access as soon as you join us in the Millionaire Method. You've also got access to programs like this and VIP access while you're in that year program. Weekly success checkpoint calls. This is how we keep you accountable. You're going to check in with us every week and share with us what you're studying, how that's going for you, any places where you're stopped, and if there is opportunity for coaching. Your success ambassador and your leader on your checkpoint call will encourage you to ask the question in the Q&A or provide you with tips or resources that are already in the community to get you back on track if you're not, or to celebrate your success. So different reasons there for you to get on that call. Peer-to-peer mastermind, huge value. This is where every other week you get together with peers in the program to focus on what you're working on. And we zone into your career or your business, and we brainstorm and mastermind from the goal achieved energy, all of us. And we tap into infinite potential, the quantum, to download ideas for you. And Donna shared yesterday that by implementing some of these ideas is how she quantum leapt in her business. So again, huge value. There's different masterminds depending on your industry or what you're looking for and in the group. So that is your invitation. You have an opportunity to pay monthly, which means that you agree to the $18,660 US dollar fee, and you pay that monthly $1,555 every month for 12 months. Or you can save and pay in full. And when you do that, the program, The 18,660 program becomes 15,555, and you save 20%. And so that brings me to the pay in full bonuses. Which I believe I'm sharing my screen now. Yeah. Okay, the pay in full bonuses, save that 20%. So saving the 3,105. Pay in full bonuses also includes a ticket to the summit, April 2026, Momentum, that should say 2026, the Millionaire Summit. We've planned a summit in April. You'll have a ticket to that summit. It's me plus other speakers, 7, 8, and 9-figure earners, to come and network there and share a day in Toronto. So you'll have your free ticket to that event. Plus, you'll get 1 month of close proximity coaching with me. This is in a closed container with just a few other people who are in our Expanse Mastermind. You'll join us for a month while I coach you. And there's parameters around it, but basically, you'll come in and ask questions or ask for support, and I'm your coach on demand, the coach in your pocket. And I come back and voice app you your responses so that you're shifting in real time. This is a value of 3,333. We have clients who add this package to their group coaching program, and they do that for 3 months at $10,000 additional. So this is going to be an added value, and you get that absolutely free. Plus, you'll have the business development mastermind session with me. This is also with our Expanse Mastermind. Our Expanse is not something that you can just purchase, you apply for. So if you're interested in becoming an Expanse private client, you can message myself or get on a call with Vanessa or Donna so that we can share details. And by the way, if the team can put the links to the program, also the 12-month in the chat, if you haven't been doing that already, that would be great. And the links to book the call. You have this session with me so that I can help you expand and multiply your income right away in the program. And you can book this in your first month or your last month of the program. That's up to you. Okay. Let's look at the 48-hour bonuses. If you got any questions about these, put this in the chat. Okay, 48-hour bonus. The team's going to tell me if you're not seeing the screen that I intend you to see. Fast action. So these are valid up until Saturday at midnight. Absolutely everyone that registers either on the payment plan or the pay in full get these bonuses, over $8,000 in value. A ticket to join us at the Millionaire Roundtable dinner. This is in the spring, April 2026. Join myself and some of the speakers as well as the other guests that are the VIP people to the summit, the Millionaire Summit, Momentum 2026. You'll be invited to join our astrologer, Shannon, who is my personal astrologer. You'll join a session with her as she takes us through understanding our lunar cycle. Huge value, was absolutely essential for me to understand this version or this period of my life so that I was not a victim. And she'll help you understand where you are in your lunar cycle as well. Bottom line program. This program helps you develop your programs, your products, where you are in your career and how you can add value to your clients or your boss if you're in a career. This program takes exactly what you're doing now and how you can expand those offerings or the way in which you show up for your job so that you can meet the expectations of your client or your boss, and then meet the future expectations. So deciding on where you'd like to go in your career or with your business and how to meet the expectations of that client and how to bring those into fruition now. We talk about partnerships, we talk about business development, a lot of strategy in that course. a great way to multiply your revenue right away. So you're going to get that as a bonus course that is not included in Millionaire Method. And then your final bonus is the hypnosis. So I've been trained in NLP, hypnotherapy, and I take all of what I've learned from Bob around your self-image and creating your future self. You're going to do that within the program and then hand me your script and I'll record it for you as something that you can listen to that includes your affirmations and your goal. And you can listen to it every night. And I'm trained to open up your conscious mind so that I can speak right to your subconscious mind and have it be something that you reprogram yourself with. So I paid a musician to create music for me that is at a specific frequency and hertz so that it just like unlocks abundance and opens up your mind in such a beautiful way. And then I also use words and neurolinguistic programming and hypnotherapy techniques to just put it in all one package and you'll have something to listen to. So that value is $1,555. So the last screen to show you is what it looks like to get both of them or all of them together. So let's just share that so that you can quickly see, I believe. Oh no, that might be the same screen. Let's see if it's this one. Is it this one that's the same? No. Am I still showing the, oh no, yeah. No, that's painful. Is it this one? No. Maybe we don't have it anymore. Is it this one, Dana? Can you sit? No. Well, the one, oh, she's sharing it. Look at you, Dana. Amazing. Here we go. Now you can see them all together. So if you are like Raphael and you would like all of these bonuses, the pay in full and 48-hour fast action bonus. I mentioned this yesterday that we have people who put down the deposit and then make a commitment to pay in full before the expiry of the bonuses. So, and they do it. If you pay in full before the expiry of the bonuses, which is when the replays come down, then we will honor and you'll get all of these bonuses. If you, within the 48 hours. If you pay in full, if you put down the deposit and pay in full within your 30 days, we will honor the pay in full amount and you'll still save 20%. So if you like all of these bonuses, then you have 48 hours to take advantage of the $20,000, $220 in value. I have not mentioned this yet, and we'll make sure that this is in the email. We have the ability to sponsor, if you will. We have people who are funders. This is our funding program. Dana, we can take that screen down. I want to talk about our funding program. A few years ago, we had a group of funders who came to us. And they saw the value of our program and how we can guarantee it. And they've offered us the ability to create payment plans through the funding application for people who would like to pay off their program in a longer period of time or with different payment, like lower payment plan. And this is a third-party funding opportunity, and you've got to apply. And it's basically a group of millionaires. You got to be either in Canada or the US. And they believe in our program so much that they're willing to pay in full for you. And so if you put down the deposit and to take the 48-hour bonuses, and then you can apply, it's for Canada and the US only. And you've got to have a certain credit score. And so all the details Vanessa and Donna have. You've got to have a certain credit score and a certain income. And you apply, And it's not as high as what you think, by the way, like if you went to a bank for funding, or like a credit card, but you apply and they know that if you do the work, you're going to multiply your income. And so they will give you the amount up front, and then you then pay them off 3 to 5 years. And when you multiply your revenue, you can pay it off early with no penalty. And they came to us and were one of the coaches that they back because they've seen our work. And so if you'd like to apply for that, that's something, it's totally third party, it's not through us, and they believe in us so much. So Vanessa and Donna have that information. There's an application. You'll get a approval really quickly, pre-approval, and it does not affect your credit score or anything like that. You'll get pre-approval, and then you fill out an application. And from there, they literally come with a proposal or multiple proposals for you to consider. And they're private funders. They're like people who believe in your case, basically. And so all the rates change. Like it's dependent on you and them, basically. And so I can't answer the question about the interest rate or anything like that. So if you're interested, you take the action to book your strategy call with Vanessa or Donna, or you can DM them directly and you can go back and forth through voice support. This is true for the Millionaire Method. You can apply for, or you can apply to be funded for part of your Expanse Mastermind. So if you're looking to do more high level with me or the Leadership Mastermind, you can apply for them to cover some of that as well. Unfortunately, it's not in any other place now because of where the majority of our clients come from that have got the results. We have people from the UK and Australia and New Zealand, for example. We've had people from all over the world do our program. And the funders want critical mass of people in the countries in which they are. And that's why it's in the US and Canada at the moment. But if you know some millionaires, billionaires that believe in this work in the UK, send them to us and we'll pitch them about this. But that's really that's why it's that way. So how cool is that? And Dana, let's make sure that this is in the email so that people know, because some people have dropped off, so that if people would like to investigate that third-party funding. So as we wrap today, 401, look at that. It's been 2 hours. These master classes are usually an hour and a half. And I was saying to my friend Michael, I was like, there's so much value. Would you agree? There's so much value that you've been gifted over the last 3 days of Overflow. Has this been worth your time and your money? I'd like to hear from you. Has this been worth it? I feel like there's no way I could have delivered this in shorter periods of time because I've just had so much to share. And I'm a firm believer in value and giving you more value than what you paid. And I trust that this has been super valuable for you. And the truth is, you can take what I've given you in here, you can walk with this knowledge and multiply your revenue. I know that you can. But if you're the type of person that loves community, loves to do this with other people, wants the support, and is done muscling it and trying to figure it out and throw things at the wall and hope it sticks. If you're ready, if you're the type of person that's just show me exactly what to do and I'll do it with your support, then this is for you. I have not held anything back, I promise you. These are the exact steps that I've taken to build a multi-million-dollar company, and the same steps that our team is still using today, that I'm still using today. 3 components to turn your yearly income into your monthly. An understanding of the laws, the universal truths, the ancient, like this is wisdom, timeless wisdom that I did not make up. An understanding that becomes embodiment. Number 2 is money. Letting go of the lies you were taught about money. And having the support and the courage to treat money as its truth. Follow your desires after desires after desires with money and watching it abundantly grow in your life. So an understanding of money that's like unshakable. And third is your self-image. Changing how you view you from the inside. Drawing a line in the sand and literally becoming her. On Tuesday, our VIP sessions. Where are my VIPs? Get ready for embodiment. Walking in alignment with these truths day after day after day. So between now, it's Thursday, and Tuesday, this becomes your praxis or practice ground. And I always say that our community is like a practice ground. Like you get to practice this work within our community, and then you go out in your real life and you show up like this. Between today, Thursday, and Tuesday, I'm going to ask you to show up, act as if, and take notice of what's happened, what you're attracting into your life, and bring it to our call. Share on social media and tag me. We're giving away the scholarship, $10,000. 6 months working with me inside of our community. We're drawing that name for one of you on Tuesday. Show up as if you've already turned that yearly income into your monthly. And if that's true, what decisions are you making? How are you grocery shopping? What investments are you making in yourself, in this program? What are you doing that's different than the way that you've been operating? How do you speak about money? About your environment, about your circumstances? Take this on. We've got you. Book your call with your success ambassador if you haven't already. The next stage, many of you have had clarity calls. If you haven't had that, have that. The next stage is a strategy call. And in that call, Vanessa and Donna will take you through. And if it's not Millionaire Method, we've got a la carte programs. And if it's not an a la carte program, it will be a tool that they'll send you, a PDF or some questions for you to journal on that will take you to that next step. So trust yourself and book that call, and they'll create with you a strategy of what's next for you. So with that, I'm going to leave you with 3 questions. These are in your workbook. To become present to life after this work, because there is a before the Millionaire Method, before you claim that you're a millionaire in the making, before you join us, there's life before and life after this awareness. These 3 questions. The first one is, imagine you said yes to your next level. Imagine it's 12 months from now and you've upgraded your self-image. You've learned these laws, all the new rules about money, and you've embodied it. You've jumped into our world 12 months later. Imagine the life you're living. What does that look like? Close your eyes if you feel called. Your results are guaranteed. You're supported. You've got accountability, a system to follow. What does life look like? You're handed that magic wand in a universe where anything and everything is possible. What does that life look like? Your second question is based on that vision. Is it wise for you to jump in, for you to make a decision? Is it wise for you to do the work? Is it wise for you to say yes? Number 3, what is the impact if you wait? What is the impact if you don't make any decision and allow yourself to get present? I almost didn't say yes. My husband didn't agree. I had to be willing to do what it took because I didn't have the resources. But my desire was so strong, and I knew, I couldn't explain it, but I knew that I had to. And with that came a very honest conversation with my husband about all the things that I invested in the past and didn't follow through. And then I gave my word that this was different. And one of our guests shared that they did the program like their life depended on it. I did this program like my life depended on it because it did. I was $100,000 in debt. I invested in a whole lot of things before. And that was a very good place for me to be because I leaned in and I became extremely coachable. And because I did, I know that you can too. If I can, you can, and I know what it takes. And I continue to have that same persistence in my life. Persistence in mastering my mindset first. So, I want to thank all of you for being here and all of you that stayed on the call and for all of you watching the recording. There's still an opportunity for you to invite friends, family, colleagues, team members. Please do. The world needs this information, and the replays are available for free for 2 weeks. The pay in full bonuses last for 2 weeks until the replays come down. The fast action bonuses end Saturday at midnight. We know who you are. I know who you are. Thank you for answering the call, because I know that your higher self, your higher being, remembers too. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you for allowing me to share my purpose, my passion for all 3 subjects. I'll see you on Instagram and Facebook. In the meantime, go through this workbook. And we'll see you Tuesday. If you do not have a ticket for Tuesday, jump into VIP. And for those of you that are complete here in your experience, thank you. Vanessa, Donna, Dana, Jake, and AJ, my team. We've had some really fun full moon techie things. Thank you for wrapping and holding space and wrapping all of our participants with so much love and holding me accountable to a certain standard. I love you. Thank you for being on this journey with me. With that, goodbye, everybody.